Live from the Drew Estate Cigar Studio and the Gurkha Cigar Studio in the great state of New Hampshire, welcome to the Spare Notes series with your hosts, Matt Tobacco, William Cooper, and Smokin' Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Spare Notes series. I'm joined once again by my good friend, Mr. William Cooper from Indian Trail, North Carolina, and Nicole is not with us. You guys probably noticed that we did not have Smokin' Tobacco show again this week, and Nicole is not with me, and that is because, and I will keep the details very minimum, but Nicole had some medical complications this week, so and she's fine, and she's okay, and she's home.
We'll go ahead about that, yep.
But she's had some stuff going on, and we're trying to figure it out. But right now she's just not really feeling up to it. So that's that. So, but the show has to continue at some point. So that's why I'm here with Coop. So I'm not alone, but I wish she was here with me, but unfortunately she's not. But I will say I am in a good mood because it's Saturday night, and once again, the Fenway faithful got to hear this.
You're going to get your video pulled down. You're going to get the video pulled down. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm all in favor of the song, right? Yeah. I love the song. I'm happy for them, but don't get your video pulled down.
We are now 12 in a row. Wow. Who would have thought?
Fans worried? Are the Yankee fans
No, they're not.
squirming?
Well, deep down they might be.
I hope they are, yeah. I hope they are. They are, once again...
They love to just talk so much shit. Like, well, the Boston fans, they're still not going to go to the playoffs. The Yankees, the 27 World Series championships. Yeah, when's the last time you guys won a championship? 2009? What was the last time before that? 2001?
Well, I can't say it was 2008 for me, but...
Yeah, but... You guys don't walk around bragging about how many championships you have, but at the same time, it's like...
They always start number 27. And I don't want to hear how the Yankees have the best record in like 42 games stretch of the season. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, so.
Let me just say something.
Win a championship. Win a championship, Yankees. Yeah.
Let me say something that everybody knows, including Yankees fans, but the Yankees fans are the only ones that will fight to the death before they admit it. The New York Yankees have not been the New York Yankees since George Steinbrenner died.
Listen, you listen. And I
it's the 100% truth.
They wanted to hang George Steinbrenner for years, and now he's gone. And look at that. Look at the difference. George wanted to win, and he did. He wanted to win. He put winning above money. He did.
He did.
He did. And now people
so did Tom Brady.
Saw that. You look back at that exactly.
Tom Brady took minimum salaries for years. Not because he wasn't worth it. Believe me, he was more than worth it. I think we all know that, even if you don't like him. He earned his money, but he purposely took small contracts because he'd rather have the more money to get other players for him to play with so he could win. I mean, you don't see LeBron James doing that.
No, and he recognizes that doing that's going to carry him his post-championship career, post-career, much more successful, which is why LeBron James has a shot in Philadelphia. I think it's a long shot, but there's a shot at least for him to go there. I don't think it's going to happen, but listen, if it does, that's great. But he's got to take a minimum salary. There's no way around that.
That's what he should do.
Well, listen, but you got to applaud Brady for doing that. He did that many times.
If you want to be in the conversation with Jordan, take a micro salary to just so that any team could afford you.
I almost feel like whatever he does, unfortunately, LeBron he's gonna be criticized for. So I don't know. I'm hoping that's the case. But yeah.
I know.
I believe in the championship. I am all about championships. I don't want to hear. I'm not about moral victories or regular season wins. Give me a championship.
But they won the in-season tournament. What does that? What does that even mean? What is that in-season tournament? That's just something that the league came up with to feel good about themselves.
Right. And you look at the Knicks, how they. And I know you're not a Knicks fan. I was in New York, Matt. They brought the whole city together. They really did, and it was a really good thing to see in New York. Right. So, and they didn't have the best record. They didn't win the regular season title. It was all about winning a championship.
They were good about it. They earned it. I'll give them that. They didn't squeak in. They earned it. Spike Lee waited long enough. I know there's a lot of New York celebrity fan, but Spike Lee was... I saw one thing, and it was like, if they do anything, there's one man that deserves to be on the float with the team, with the trophy, and that's Spike Lee. And I was like, I'm not a New York guy by any means, but I'll give him that. Spike Lee is like Jack Nicholson with the Lakers. He never misses a game. He's there every night, and he's probably the biggest fan there is. I mean, yeah, you got to give it to him.
Yep.
So, you know what? Good for him. They earned it.
I agree.
The Boston Celtics still have the most. Just so everybody knows. The New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers both share the most NFL championships. The Red Sox have 9 World Series championships. Not the most, obviously, but we have the most in this century.
You've gotten 4 in the last 25 years, right?
Yes.
That's really good.
It's more than anyone else.
The Yankees have 2 since since 2001.
They won in 2000, didn't they?
Well, I'm going 25 years ago in 2001. So
2001 they lost.
They would have 2 then.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking just 2000. So, yeah. Yep. But if you want to go 20, yeah, I mean, yeah, depending on where you want to cut it. But, yeah, they get that one in 2009.
Yep.
Jay Davis, I love you to death. I really do. But he's one of those guys. Well, technically, the Packers. Yeah, we don't count those anymore. We only count Super Bowls now. This is the Super Bowl era.
You got Matt LaFleur as a coach. I wouldn't look forward to
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got Matt LaFleur's name out there now.
Oh. Matt LaFleur is not about winning championships. That's what my point is. About winning championships, and he is not about. He's about let's make sure we don't embarrass ourselves in the game, and he does anyway.
Kevin O'Connor, Yankees are a shell of themselves from the last 2 decades. Yeah, that's...
It is, and he's right, and that's a shame. Because I think when the Yankees and Red Sox are playing at high levels, right, it's great for both teams.
Yeah.
When the Diamondbacks knocked off we talked about that, when they knocked off the Yankees, they were playing at a very high level. We got knocked off by the Yankees in the 2009 World Series. And the Yankees were a better team. They were a better team than us. They deserved to win it.
I know you are, Jay. That's why I'm surprised you would even bring it up at all. That's like something that the Packers fans do. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what about us? But, well, we have it's counted in Super Bowls. That'd be like, that would be like someone saying, well, technically, counting championships from before the World Series era. I mean, no, we count Super Bowls, so those don't count. But yeah, you and I, you know what, Jay? You and I share the ticket. Isn't that nice? Until we pass you in the next few years, we get to share it.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick on Jay on this one here. It's a.
I know. I love him too much.
Like,
It's not definitely not during the Blue Smoke Nightly Kickoff. Brought to you by Blue Smoke of Dallas. I mean, that would be definitely the worst time to do it. Yeah. But since it is the Blue Smoke Nightly Kickoff, let's talk about what we're smoking, Coop. Now, I believe these are available at Blue Smoke of Dallas.
Yes, they are. I got mine at Blue Smoke of Dallas. So
they are. Coop, read it out for us. You have the band on yours, so I'll let you do it.
Yeah. So this is the Asylum Signature Series Corona Gorda by one Tom Lazuka. This was one of these cigars. This finished in second place as a cigar of the trade show on the Coop team. I lit this cigar up, and the first thing I said is, Bear, this cigar has you written all over your profile. Because I know Bear's profile. And Bear confirmed it. In fact, this was such a good cigar, he had this cigar at the wedding.
Wow. Like, has the wedding cigar?
Yeah, they just did custom bands for him on it, which was really nice. But yeah, that I have one of those, which I'm saving for when I'm with him, the smoke. So I have the Anastasia cigar, which I want to smoke with you as well. I've saved those as well. Just gonna I always like smoking that with the person who gave it to me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yep. So yeah. So yeah. So this is a very very good cigar. We don't know much about this cigar. Christian and Tom, kind of they kind of have been a little. I want to say they don't talk a lot about their blends anymore. They tend to keep it close to the vest, and that's their choice. So I don't know much about this. I will say that the this cigar in the Corona Gorda is the best size. I think that's what you have.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have. I know you had one. The one they were handing out before the show. It's the exact same cigar. This is not anything they revamped or changed. I've smoked that because the one I lit was one of those, and that's the one I turned to Bear and said, "This is gonna be your cigar." I'm telling you.
So this cigar used to be Tom's like personal thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And so he had them wrapped in this black and white paper.
And he'd
with
hand
his
them out to
signature on it,
people.
and he would just hand that he had to give it to you. And I've smoked a few over the years because he's given them to me every time I see him at a show or an event.
Yeah.
And so when I went in the booth this year, and they go like, "We're gonna sell them," I'm like, "You're selling them?" And he was like, "Yeah," because I'd already had them, and I knew they were good. And I was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then I was like, "Oh, you think I could grab one from you?" And he was like, "Well, I'll give you one of these." And he gave me one of the personal ones with the paper. So I had one with the paper before they were banded. So that's what I'm smoking. But it is the same cigar. There's no funny change. It's the same thing.
No, I believe it. It's consistent. I can tell you that. He had this, and what happened is he had this cigar which actually made the Coop list a few years ago called the Sensorium. It was an asylum that was pretty pricey.
Yep.
And it was using that Pinorino tobacco from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an alternate blend, and this was the alternate blend. But Tom liked it so much that he took it on. He made it his personal blend. So there's the only thing we know is there's some Colombian tobacco in this blend. Where in the blend it is, I don't know. What I do know is this was a hell of a cigar that they released. And if you notice the colors, it has a Detroit Lions color. Which, Tom is a absolute,
Detroit Lions
there's one
fan.
guy I feel, I was so glad when Michigan won a national championship this year for Tom. For Tom. I mean, the guy's one of the most
for Tom and Tom. For Tom Lazuka and Tom Zabard.
Yeah, that's right. I always say his name is Zabard. Yeah, sorry, Tom. And he doesn't correct me. He's a nice guy, Tom. Yeah, and I was happy for both. Good guys. I mean, and I'm really was glad for both of them. Yeah.
They are diehard Michigans. Like to the point where I have argued with Tom Zabard over which rivalry is better, Red Sox and Yankees or Michigan-Ohio State. He said, the only argument I have is they don't call it the Michigan-Ohio State game. They call it the game. He's like, I hate Ohio. And he's a Red Sox fan. He's like, I hate Ohio and everybody in it more than I hate the Yankees. I'm like, wow. He's like, I hate Ohio. I'm from Michigan.
I really credit both of these guys. They introduced a food item to me that I never really appreciated till kind of first Lazuka and then Tom. He actually confirmed it. And that's the Detroit style pizza, and especially Jets pizza. They're 100% right. Detroit style pizza is a great style of pizza. And I've learned the greatness of them from those two, Tom and Tom. Savard and Lazuka.
I've had Detroit pizza and I like it.
It's got to be done right. There's wrong type and right type.
Yeah, the sauce goes on on top of the cheese.
You could do it either way, but I like it like you just said.
Yeah,
I like it with the sauce on top of the cheese.
It's a little messier, and to eat because now the sauce is, but it's good.
But you want that 8-corner crust. So what basically they do is they put it's two pizzas on a pan basically. So you get the corner of each crust. And Jets Pizza is the best pizza chain in the country. There's no better pizza chain than Jets. And Lazuka told me about Jets. Zabard actually confirmed the greatness of it with me. They're mediocre. You put that comment up? Yeah, it's mediocre. Next.
We swept you in 4 games. Just so you know.
Yeah, mediocre. This is a guy who constantly accepts mediocre. So, no, you want to be dominant, you want to be great. That's how it should be. You want winning championships. It's about dominating and winning and then not accepting mediocrity. I mean, and funny, Matt, we talk about the Red Sox, right? I understood everything the Red Sox fans were going through the first 2 to 3 months of the year. They were playing not just mediocre, they were playing bad.
Yeah.
And mediocre still would not have been winning 12 in a row is dominant. I don't care what anyone says.
And we have some guys that are injured right now that are going through rehab. We get those guys back, like Roman Anthony.
You know what
Garrett Crochet.
Yeah. You know what I respect about the Red Sox? They didn't once whine about the injuries.
No.
It's true. I almost forgot Crochet was hurt, right? They didn't once whine about. You know what they did? They just took care of business. Is what they're doing. That's just And I'm constantly seeing the Yankees. I listen to a lot of New York sports radio. They whine about the injuries for 8 or 9 years.
Well, Judge is hurt. Judge is hurt. If we had Judge,
Garrett Cole, I mean, it's enough. Put enough.
It's an excuse.
Team to win. Yeah, it's enough.
The Red Sox right now are proving the point that, listen, we were a little banged up. We're still missing some of our real top-tier starters on both sides of the ball. And hey, we found some momentum, and we're coming, and we're coming for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean,
we're 7.5 back now.
Sure.
We were 15 a month ago.
Yeah.
In last place. We're comfortably third, and we're coming for the Yankees.
No, I agree. And I think it's a good story. And you got to say, what a job Chad Kelly has done coming into a very difficult situation, by the way. Not just coming in, he had no coaching staff. He had to really put together a coaching staff.
Oh, Chad Tracy.
I said Chad Kelly, I meant Chad Tracy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What a job he's done. You got to give him credit.
I know that he's just the interim manager, and I'm sure that there's some names that they're looking at. But if you want a chance to keep the role for yourself, this is a way to do it.
Well, and it's tough. I'm not saying he's going to be, because the White Sox manager, Will Venable, probably is a runaway for manager of the year right now in the AL.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NL, I think Don Mattingly's in the mix, but he's not a runaway. So there's some other guy, Pat Murphy every year in Milwaukee does an incredible job. So
I don't know if I agree with this. MLB is so mediocre that any team that gets on a run has a chance. No.
There's a lot of mediocrity in the NL this year. But I thought the AL had more media. I thought the AL only had five teams above 500.
Yeah, the National League has more teams.
Yeah. There's only 6 teams now with the Red Sox winning today above 500. So
he's talking. I read that as he was talking about baseball
MLB,
in
I read
general.
it the wrong way too. Yeah.
You just mean like this season. Oh yeah, I mean this season.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
No, let me change that. I do agree with you. I thought you were talking about just baseball in general. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, this year is the American League is definitely a much weaker league overall than the National League. But even in the National League, you don't like you look at all the standings each division, and if I remember correctly, most of those races are close. It's not like the first place team is 10 games ahead of everyone else. The National League Central is close. The American League Central is close. I think the White Sox and they're tied, aren't they?
The West is the only one that's done. I mean, the Dodgers are 12 games up, right? That's really the one where it's done.
It's the only one. Because the Dodgers spent $430 million this year, which this is why they need a salary cap. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
It just makes it, I mean, I think we're not gonna have baseball next year, so that's gonna, I think we're gonna miss a season.
We are.
I think that would be the only way they're gonna get the captain to just acquiesce and not do the season.
I can tell you, because I know people,
Yes, you do.
the general consensus is people are prepared to not have baseball next year. Like they're not. They're like, we'll wait and see. They're like, we're prepared.
You would have the info more than most people. Yes, you have that info.
The feeling in the building is they are prepared to have no baseball.
Yeah, so Yankees could be mediocre next year because they'll be 0-0 the whole year.
Well, they could be mediocre on the golf course.
Yeah. The hot dogs are mediocre. Yeah.
Their mayor is mediocre. I'm sorry, I'll say it. The harsh reality is absent and the meteor hitting Chavez Ravine. Who I don't root for will win.
I don't hate the Dodgers. I respect them.
I don't hate the franchise. The fan base is so obnoxious.
I respect
Their
that team,
fan
though.
base acts like Yankees fans. The one thing, as much as I can't stand the Yankees fans for obvious reasons, is the Yankees, to their credit, they have the 27 championships. Regardless of what we talked about,
Right.
they still have those there. They can say we have 27 World Series championships, just like we can say we got 18 banners in the Garden. We got more than everybody else, and we got a lot of them. The Dodgers fans act like that, and they're nowhere near that.
Listen, if the Yankee fans would just stop, like if they just erase 27 wins from their repertoire, saying it, they'd be a lot more likable. I mean, it'll go a long way. What I will say is they're a very benevolent organization, and when something happens in Boston, I always notice the Yankees are the first one to do something, and vice versa. By the Boston's the same way, and I look at a lot of examples with that. So I do think while it's an intense rivalry, I think it's also a respected rivalry with the two.
I'll tell you this much. If George Steinbrenner was alive and well today, Brian Cashman would have been fired years ago. Aaron Boone would have been let go years ago.
And Don Mattingly would be managing that team today.
I think so. I think so.
He would never have hired Girardi over Mattingly. Was a Steinbrenner guy.
It's Donnie Baseball. He played. He played for Steinbrenner.
He's looking down and like, what? How is Don Mattingly managing the Phillies? And look, that's what he's saying right now.
How heartbroken were you for him last year when they lost the World Series in Toronto? He was this close. We
were all rooting for him. I think even non-Yankee haters were rooting for him. Yeah, I mean he's a class.
I was rooting for him.
Yeah, we were all rooting for him.
I was rooting for Canada over Los Angeles. I was there with Mitchell. We were texting back and forth.
I was like with Arnold Seraphin. I root for Don Mattingly. I grew up in New York, and they're not my team. I always rooted for Don Mattingly. And look, I'm pinching myself. He's the manager of Donnie Baseball's managing my team, and I hate to say Dombrowski's going to mess this up and not bring him back. I know it.
Can you imagine if he gets this team on a run and they get into the playoffs and they do well?
They're not winning. They're not going to win more than a round in the playoffs. So why not bring him back? He's been the best.
Bring him back and let him have another chance with a fresh off season and probably 2 because they won't come back for another year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I thought about this. So they don't. Let's say the lockout happens, right? And no baseball next year. Well, can't they bring in replacement players?
They could. They won't. They won't. It's tougher because of the minor league system. I think that's why, because of how it works.
Because of the minor leagues?
I remember. Yeah, I mean they got all these guys in the minors. What are you going to do?
Well, can't they just make a roster and take players from their farm systems? Like, all right, we're going to call you up and just you guys are going to play.
They could, but then it's crossing a union. You get into. And I don't know much about. You may know about. Didn't it involve crossing the union line or something like that?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because
So
one of the leagues had a lockout and did replacement players. Was it football?
Football did. Yeah, football did. It was, boy, that was a mess. And I'll never forget Mark Gastineau of the Jets crossed the line first, and then what happened? Like there were players who crossed the picket line said we don't want to go on strike, and that ended. But yeah, they went with replacement players. And some teams like did real homework on getting the replacement NFL players, and some didn't.
Where'd they get them from?
Freaking practice squad. Like all these guys who basically played college and didn't get drafted.
And they were like,
So
all
that's
right,
what
well,
happened.
you want a shot? Okay.
Yeah. They tapped into a couple of the semi-pro leagues, stuff like that they were doing. So I think it was after the USFL, so it wasn't a. Yeah, it was. Kevin's right. It was such bad quality football.
Yeah.
There were a couple of guys who ended up staying on rosters, but mostly it was bad football. You'll have bad baseball.
I wasn't around, so I don't know. I could probably go back and watch.
Kevin's right on that.
Did they play a whole season with replacement players?
No, they played 3 games, and then the whole thing, the strike fell apart. It was a strike, and then they fell apart. Because guys started crossing the picket line, like Gastineau started, and then other players did.
I'm curious to see. So, and if there's a lockout, that means they go on strike, and they're like, "All right, well, you know, what?" Well, it's really not a strike; it's a lockout. So the owners will lock them out, but that means they don't get paid.
Right.
So okay, you want a new contract, but like you're not going to get paid this year. So that big contract you were fighting for, you just lost that salary.
Yeah.
You know, and at first you're like, it's fine, but then a few months start to set in, you're like, well, what are we doing? And then it's like, you're still not making progress. So like, we're going to do this for another year? How long are you not going to play baseball for? So, I don't know. I hope they figure it out. I get both sides of it. On the one hand, the players, they don't want to give up. They don't want the salary cap because they want to be able to make the demands that they want. They do. And I get that. And on the other side of it, the owners are like, listen, we're getting tired of having to spend all this money every year because it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up because they have no cap. And these guys just keep getting more and more money. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. I mean, I get both sides of it. But, like, you got to figure it out or no one's going to make money. Owners won't make money selling tickets. Players don't get paid. Nobody wins. So, and you know who's going to get hurt the most is the fans, the people who you rely on, to make you money. I don't know. Alan said the players in the farm system are part of the union. Players in independent leagues are not part of the union.
Yeah, and that's why it gets sticky because that's why I don't think these guys. So you go get, and then if you go get these independent guys, they're not good.
So even like the AAA and the AA teams, like those guys are all part of the same union.
Yeah. So you have to go into these like independent leagues, and the quality of baseball is like semi-pro baseball at that point.
I mean, you get
replace
glorified beer league players.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't do that. They won't do it.
This is smoking really good out of the gate.
It is.
This is a winner. This is an absolute winner by Tom.
This is a great cigar. Really loving this cigar.
Yeah, this is.
I have to say,
this is not mediocre. This is not mediocre.
Well, I'll tell you what was mediocre is I just put out a review today for the. So I had a lot of people asking me about the Postania cigars, and I've had a bunch on the queue, and I said, well, let me see what I have. Let me go through. Maybe I could review some of these. I found the what is it called? Catastrophic Failure, and so I did that. I did that one first, and I have a few others. I have some of the other Postania ones. I think I have the War Bear.
I just reviewed that one. It didn't do well. Yeah.
And the Catastrophic Failure scored a 79. I mean, between the burn issues and the flavor, it was one-dimensional, not complex. It had small little tunnels, but tunnels nonetheless. It burned.
Tunnels, yeah.
That was rough. That was rough.
That's below average when you get to 79. Yeah, I mean, I had the War Bear. I never 25. I didn't have good experience with that either. You know, every cigar can't be a 90.
No,
Yeah.
no. Undercrown El Tigre. That review came out this week as well. It scored an 87, 88, something like that. Wasn't a horrible cigar, but it had some inconsistencies. Also, not as bad. The construction on the catastrophic failure was a catastrophic failure. The El Tigre wasn't horrible. It did burn uneven, at times. Not as extreme, but it had some fluctuation, and the flavor was inconsistent. Like, it starts off really well, and then once you get to the middle, it kind of dives a little bit, and it had some complexity to it, but the flavors just kind of drop off. So I think with the El Tigre, though, I think that cigar, and I wrote this in my review, I think that cigar has the potential to age well. My review is what it is now, obviously, as they're out of the gate fresh. But I do have plenty of them, and I have more. I'm not going to smoke them all, so those will sit for a while. And I'm curious to maybe revisit that in a year or so. And I'm curious to see how well they age, because something tells me they could get some points.
I agree with you on that one. Usually that's why. I mean, I usually am a little behind in terms of I don't review quickly after release, and there's nothing wrong with you doing that, by the way. But I have had experience, and this is why you bust on me about this. I smoked something recently released, and I'm like, Matt, this ain't there. And then I discover it comes around. So I know you give me crap on that, and that's okay. I think you.
Oh, it's good fun. I mean, it's not like
it's good fun, but it's happened. It does happen, is what I'm saying. So, so that's
Me, it's just time constraints. It's like once I get my hands on something, I got to get it done because I don't have the same amount of time that you have. That's mostly why I do it. Yeah. I got to try to stay on top of it. We had a lot of stuff come up, in the spring this year, so it kind of set me back again. And so then, it's like,
yeah.
So I'm getting caught up. So now I got all these reviews coming out. We also got the Table Lighter review was out. The Zeno Honduras review just came out. The Tatawahe Creature review is being worked on. That should be ready soon. So we have a lot coming.
Yeah, I have a Paleo Lighter review coming tomorrow. It actually did pretty good. And then, I got a bunch of stuff. I got the Tommy Bahama coming up. The Amazon Daggers are coming up. So, I got a bunch of stuff in like, typically, I don't do a lot of reviews in the March-April time frame because of the trade show now.
Right.
And,
me too.
So, but I do smoke stuff, and I queue stuff up in review. So I have some stuff queued up in review still. So when I go on vacation, I can put the thing on autopilot, and I didn't really think of anything about it. So, but that will start to dwindle because I'm traveling again next week. So
you're always traveling. Good for you, though.
Miami. I got to go to Miami next week.
The Magic City. Isn't that what you always say?
I mean, it's kind of... I haven't been to Miami since March, so it's 4 months. I need to get back there. City's calling me.
Since March? You said since March you haven't been there?
I haven't been there since March. 4 months.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. For you, it's a long time.
I miss that city. I love that city.
One of the things I did want to get into with you tonight, and I'm going to let you kind of fill it, because I didn't even see it, and you're going to tell us why.
Well, I can tell you why you didn't see it.
I know, but I want you to kind of roll the whole thing out, and then I know it came up on KMA this morning, so I want you to kind of roll all of it out, and then I'll chime in once I have all of it in front of me.
Right.
You can go.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, no, you can go.
So there was a communication from the Premium Cigar Association to its members, not to the media. Shame on you, right? And I don't know why they didn't put it out to me, because this discussion, I think it would have benefited coming out to the media. And we'll talk about what some of the reasons why they did this. The PCA is encouraging its members to support a bill called HR 374. This is the Common Sense Act. And this is a bill that aims to eliminate the penny from cash transactions. The legislation proposes that the U.S. Treasury Department cease minting of the penny and round cash transactions to the nearest 5 cents instead. So basically, President Trump has basically said to the Treasury Department, you need to stop making pennies. However, that's not law, right? He could direct them to do that, but they could suspend it. So to make it into law, they have to get this bill passed, right? So it kind of goes two steps. It not just stops them into get a penny. It says, okay, here's how you're going to do business if the penny is gone from cash transactions. Now, penny cents, 1 cent could be still used on electronic transactions, but this affects cash transactions. So the PCA put out a statement advising its members to support this bill, and they had a call to action. And they wrote this to their members. Our members operate neighborhood brick and mortar businesses where customer service, efficiency, and convenience matter. Cash transactions require counting pennies, slow checkout, increased cash handling, and create unnecessary friction for both retailers and consumers. This bill provides a simple administrative improvement without changing the prices businesses choose to charge. We encourage every PCA member to contact their U.S. representative and ask them to support H.R. 374, the Common Sense Act. Small businesses deserve policies that reduce unnecessary costs and improve operational efficiency. So the PCA made this statement. I don't know why they didn't communicate this to the media, and we could peel the onion to this. We had Michael Knowles on the show, the political commentator today, and that was just coincidental that we had him on. And he had a very interesting. I could get to that. He had a very interesting take on that, which actually changed my opinion on this. But my initial reaction to this was, do you have something else to do, PCA? Why are you getting involved with this? And the second thing is, I disagree. I think, most small retailers aren't equipped to handle a rounding error. Like they have enough trouble. They have enough trouble calculating tax. I mean, you need, you don't have the point of sale system to do it. So I was kind of like, why are they supporting this, the PCA?
Yeah, it's a little. I'll be honest, it's a little peculiar.
Yeah, it is. But Michael then had a very, very good point. And his words were, they might as well put that statement on a letter to the President of the United States and members of Congress saying, hey, government, PCA supporting you. Just remember us, when you need us for the big thing. We're standing by you here. We want, So I got the he put a spin on it I didn't think of.
Okay, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Which is why I'm like, well, PCA, I get PCA doesn't want to come out and say that, right? But why wouldn't the PCA send that to the media? I get stuff from the media about them doing a class in Mexico, right? I'm not begrudging a class in Mexico. That should have been. This is something where you're taking a major position on a pretty significant piece of legislation. Why wasn't that sent to the media? Is my question. And I haven't asked them that question, in fairness. So I have to ask them that because this came out on a Friday afternoon. I wasn't going to bug them over the weekend.
Okay, that's a good point. Sorry. It's funny. As you were going through the whole explanation, and I was cracking open a fresh soda. I saw it hashtag save the pennies from Jay Davis, and then I saw Give It a Shane Falco. Good movie. But then I saw Daniel over at Domain Cigars cracking my knuckles now.
What am I missing? What? I don't get that. I don't get what he said.
Cracking my knuckles?
Yeah.
That's him being like, okay, like I'm getting ready to add my input to like this topic.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, like when you're warming up to like fight. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, here we go. So he's because he's good. Like usually when we talk about this stuff, he's good.
Yeah. So I want to make it very clear. I wrote this article. I said I understand Michael's position on it. I'm not saying I agree with getting rid of the penny either. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying I kind of understand what PCA was doing here. But this ain't my position on the penny, which will never be revealed publicly.
And what was the reason for getting rid of the penny? Is it more expensive to make the penny than
it's
worth?
more expensive to make the penny. Yeah.
Well,
That's again. I don't. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm a nostalgia. You know me. I'm the nostalgia guy. So sometimes I'll take the position of nostalgia that doesn't make business sense either.
I miss when the pennies were actually made out of copper. The copper's too expensive.
I don't know what happened. There were some zinc pennies for a while that were made, and those were more expensive. And there was silver, kind of silver colored.
Yeah. When was that? Like recently?
No, that was before you were born. Before I was born, even.
So it must have been like during the war when like they needed the copper.
Yeah, I think they were.
That's probably why.
Yeah, because I think that what happened at the time, the copper was being used for ammunition.
Because they need copper to make brass.
They need copper to make brass, so
yeah.
So they actually made these zinc pennies, and they were silver. And I believe they were magnetic, which was pretty, from what I remember too. You could actually put them on your refrigerator.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I do remember. I mean, because early '70s, you may still see a couple of those floating around. But yeah, they were made because of World War II. They had to use the copper for the brass, or something like that. Yeah.
So Daniel says we literally work in pennies on the manufacturing side. Then he adds, the rest of the world works in fractional margin. Our penny is several pennies everywhere else. I don't even care about the politics.
Yeah, I mean that's agree.
Jay, I completely disagree with the PCA. The POS software isn't equipped for this, and it's just an example of the government not taking care of important issues, but instead wants to remove pennies and make like savings permanent. He's right, but here's what I would say: what's PCA going to do to? Are they going to like? I think they should maybe be given guidance. They should be giving more guidance on this than anything, to their members, and maybe they will do that. Like, hey, here's how you're going to navigate through this. This is, again, you're dealing with a lot of people who get into brick and mortar retail in the cigar business that aren't. Like they get into this because they're hobbyists like a lot of times, right? And that's just the nature of our industry. So that's true. That's true. See, I'm not going to get into a political debate with Aaron, but he's wrong here. He's wrong here. If you make one congressperson, if you could get to one congressperson with this, it's worth it. So, but I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, no, we're not going to get into that. You're not gonna get into that. Yeah, it's not enough to get him banned from the show, but no, it's a legitimate political statement he made. But what I'm saying is, if you it's all about making these friends across the aisle. It's all about building relationships here. And like I said, Michael put a different spin on that. Whether I agree or disagree with the legislation, I understand why PCA is doing this. It makes all the sense in the world. It makes it's rationale to make with that. Our penny is 36 pennies in Nicaragua. Yeah, that's a hot topic. People have a lot to say. Oh, it got a lot of traffic on Coop, I can tell you that. Yeah, It was a slow Friday, yeah. I mean, it actually didn't stop the food review, the Shake Shack hot dog review, but it did well for me yesterday. And I was like, I was going to put this story out of her. And then I was going to put a rebuttal that was an opinion piece, but the last time I put an opinion piece up on something like this was Rudy Giuliani, and I was, banned from stores. So I don't want to get in the middle of a political thing. I own my own business. I'm done with pennies. And just pick a time and stop the time changes. For me, honestly, it'd be nice if we just had, one time and that was it. You don't have to change it and this and that and this and that. And I'm like... I don't know. I have a lot of opinion. I'm gonna keep those to myself as well. I know that's fine. I don't even have a political thing about it. It's but it's if you just look at it for what it is, it's does anybody else do that? Why do we just why do we just have to why can't we just have one time and be done with it? You know what I mean? It is annoying. It is annoying. I love it. You do like it? I used to as a kid love going back an hour and then jumping ahead, and I used to stay up to do it. It was I loved it. I remember one year. This was before I met. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I just said I loved it. Yeah. I remember one year I was in Boston. This is when I was much younger, before I met Nicole, before I had a lot of responsibilities, and I was at a club called the Grand. down in the Seaport District, and I remember me and my friend were down there, and we were there late, and we always we thought it was funny because, bars in Boston and clubs, they close at 2 a.m. So it was like, we got like an extra hour because, it was like, it was like 1:59, and everyone knew what day it was, and then it was like, it went to 2 and it went back. So they stayed open the extra hour. Yeah, I remember that was fun. Other than that, I could give two shits about it. I mean, it doesn't really it doesn't like do anything for me. I'm just like, whatever. But I get what you're saying though. I get that.
Yeah.
I've been drinking a lot of soda on ice lately. Like purposely like pouring it out of the can. I don't know why. It's just so much more refreshing out of the can. You know?
I agree. Nothing like taking that can, you put it on the bed of ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I've just been on this it's got to be fresh. It can't be in a container. It's got to be in a nice ice cold cup.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the rocks. Wow, look at these. These comments, they just keep coming in. I don't even know if I can keep up with these.
Well, Jay's right. Tobacco 21 was an olive branch. Had that working. He's right on that. That's a good point, Jay.
Well, Cigar Coop, Tobacco 21 was an olive branch. How did that work for everyone? Bear Duplessis.
He's right. He's right. He's 100% right, but they laid down. The difference was the industry laid down on that one. They basically took their guns and said, come to us. But he's right. It's a good point, Jay. Good point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I understand what the PCA's rationale was for this. That's all. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the penny thing. So,
if you really want to have a laugh, look at the time zones in Australia. It's crazy funny. Yeah, isn't Australia like within like 5 or 6 different time zones, something like that?
it's crazy. I deal with it, Dave, all the time.
And do they do like daylight? No, they don't do daylight savings and all that.
They don't. It always screws them up because
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because Australia as a continent is like bigger than it looks. So it goes across the zones more than you think.
It's about the size of the United States, maybe a little smaller.
Yeah.
A trivia question. The country of Australia is bigger than the continent of Australia. Because they have another island, Tasmania.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is that little island south on the eastern part.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The time zones, but if you look at the time zones, like Jay will talk about, there's like north and south time zones. It's kind of really nutty. So the north, it's crazy. Northeast Australia is an hour behind Southeast Australia. It's really it's crazy. They have Jay, it's a crazy, because I deal with this with Dave a lot too. So Dave's in that northeast part of Australia.
Oh, God.
He's in the Brisbane area.
Yeah.
Which is north of Sydney. Like, it's almost due north. But there is an hour time difference between Sydney and Brisbane.
I have to... No, I don't want... They're too far away. I was going to say, I need a paper towel.
Yeah.
The other problem is now this cup is sweating, like, everywhere. It's just water, but it's annoying. Yeah, I mean, I have family, and I haven't really talked to them about it, but I have family down there, too. I think they're in the Melbourne area.
Melbourne's the southeast, yeah. This is a place I've never been to.
I've never been to Australia. I've always wanted to go. My dad went when he was in high school. They went down there for like a month. Because they were like, oh, like you gotta, like if you go to Australia, like it's so far away and it's so big. Like if you're gonna go, you can't go for a week. I mean, people probably do, obviously, but it's like by the time you travel in and out, you might as well stay. And
so I was scheduled to go to Perth, Australia in December 2018. And in fact, the plan was we were going to spend Christmas there. It was for work, right? But we were going to stay for Christmas. And that's when I got sepsis.
Oh.
The trip was going to be Hong Kong and then Perth, right? In the same trip.
That's cool.
And then, and then we were going to spend, my wife was going to spend Christmas, but unfortunately, sepsis changed had other plans, and I didn't go. I didn't get to go.
That sepsis really fucked you over, like, health wise, yeah.
It
But
changed.
like,
It changed. It was a life-changing thing. Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were other good things that came out of it. I'll say that, believe it or not. But yeah, that's what happened with that, and I was really bummed. I mean, I was talking to Jose, and he had all the places in Hong Kong for me to go to, right? Like cigar wise, because it was a work thing, and I was going to do Hong Kong and Perth in the same trip. And lucky I hadn't bought my wife the plane ticket yet, because it was going to be like several $1,000s to do that plane ticket. And back then we were a worldwide team. We were covering the whole planet at one point, right? So I was doing a lot more traveling and stuff. But now I'm not in a. Now I'm in a less travel role even now with this new role I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm loving. So.
Well, you have less work travel, but now you have more time to travel for yourself.
Yeah, no, there is some travel with this job. I'm not saying none, but it's not like I travel more than you guys I let on to. I just don't expose it on social media. But now I'm doing a lot less.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
good. No, that's good
Yeah.
though. I mean, and you guys just had a fantastic vacation. I know you talked about it on KMA this morning, but you guys did the railroad tour from Salt Lake City to Denver.
Yes. So we flew to Salt Lake City. We spent a few days in Salt Lake City, and then we did the train ride to Denver, and then spent a few days in Denver. And listen, I gotta just say, this was not a cigar smoking trip for the most part. You know, this was a vacation with my wife, but it was so hot out there. It wasn't like I wanted to smoke either. You can't smoke on the train. But two things I'll take out of it: a train trip is much better than if you take a right train trip. For me, it's more enjoyable than a cruise, right? I don't need to play shuffleboard and stuff like that. But the other thing is Salt Lake City is not this religious. The Church of the Latter-day Saints is the biggest business there, right? But it's not this overly religious city. There's a bar scene there now, and a youth scene. So I got not everything was closed at 9 o'clock, is what I'm telling you. So I really enjoyed Salt Lake City.
I've never been there, but I've always heard that it's just so beautiful there.
Yeah. It got warm there. It was almost Vegas warm there.
Wow.
Denver's a great food city, by the way. I'll just say that. We were at Eric and Jordan. They absolutely rolled out the red carpet for us. The wives all got along like sisters. It was kind of cool to see that. And they were great. But we did a lot of our own stuff. I have an article on tobacco in Denver coming out this week, so that will be pretty cool to see. We went to this place called the Brown Palace.
The Brown Palace. Oh,
the Brown Palace Hotel. They have a bar there called the Churchill Room. It's an old school cigar lounge, and you can order great food there. And I got the Fred Flintstone prime rib, and it was unbelievable.
And did you smoke a cigar while you ate it?
I smoked the Templo de Oro there.
Wow. Oh, I saw that photo. Okay.
Yeah, I smoked it. And again, my wife, she plans the vacation. She planned out days I can have cigar stuff. Like she plans it out really well, and I don't want to say she. There's things she'll plan. Really, this vacation is more for her than me, because I travel a lot. So I want her to make sure she gets to do the things she wants to do.
Right.
But I've never denied time to smoke. It was just too hot to smoke out every night, so it's good to have a place indoors to smoke.
Yeah, that's like when we were growing up and we would travel, that was the way my mom was. We like put the whole trip together, but then there was like an itinerary of like every activity, every place we were going to eat. There was a reservation at this time. We had to go eat there, and this is what's good at those restaurants. It was like, oh my god.
My wife was in the studio when we were talking about the thing, Abe's itinerary. So she took a look at it, and she's like, she asked me, can you get those templates from Abe? So I got them for her. She goes, Abe's is at like next level, even better than ours. So
well, when you get a big, clan like that, you gotta travel.
Well,
you gotta keep everybody organized.
We had four kids as well, so yeah, it was very. But my wife she knows, she does our homework on hotels, on restaurants, and she's like, I wanted to get elk sausage. And she's doing research. She says, there's this place called Billy's. She said, this sounds like the place to go. And it was. It was definitely the elk sausage is unbelievable.
I've never had
It
elk
was,
sausage. Sounds
it's
interesting
yeah,
though.
it's really good. It was really nice, and it was served with sauerkraut on top. And I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna get crappy sauerkraut in Denver. No, the
Oh, I
sauerkraut was
saw that photo with all
that
the
you just yeah
sauerkraut. Oh, that's what
yeah
that was? Okay.
that was something. Yeah, yeah. Um. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people say you go to a cigar shop. No, I'm not going to Denver to go sit in a cigar lounge for 2 hours. I'm sorry. I'm going to Denver. I want to really learn. I always try to learn about the culture, the history, and just kind of do things. So that's kind of what I did. That's what we did.
We did a lot of that in New Orleans this year. I honestly, most nights, I think the first night we went to the opening thing. After
We
that,
did.
I mean, I hung out with some manufacturers late a couple of times. But other than that, I really didn't do cigar stuff at nighttime this year. We went out, we had our own group going, we brought our friends with us who, were helping us out, but it was fun. We went down to the was it like the art district, like where all the jazz clubs were, and there was like art market
French
set
Quarter.
up.
French Quarter.
Yeah, but it was like a specific part of it where it was
Okay.
like the like and because I remember the girls were talking about it. It was like a very specific part of the French Quarter though. It was a little. No, actually, it wasn't in the French Quarter because now that I think about it, if Nicole was here, she would know because it was her and her friend who put it all together. Because no, we actually we had to take an Uber there, and it was like a 15-minute ride. We left. We started like going back past the Superdome.
Yeah.
We went like somewhere way out. It was somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know. I don't think it was in the French Quarter.
Yeah.
But like we did that. Like we did a couple other places. We went down Bourbon Street a little bit, but I mean it's not really our thing. We're getting old, so
Yeah.
I know I say that to you, but I mean at the same time it's like
No, it's true. Yeah.
we're not 21 anymore. It's like I
Yeah.
really don't give a shit.
I want to address Alan's comment. Alan made a comment, and I want to address it. He was talking about the toilets on the trains next to your bed. So these were not sleeping trains that we took. These were trains that stopped, and you slept in a hotel, and they handled all your baggage and everything. It was really cool. And the one thing I will say is we stayed in some very, very. We took the high end package with. We did stay in the top tier hotel because we were on vacation. But you don't have to do that. Even like the mid tier hotels are fine that they have. So we did not do this train trip was a little different. And that's one reason. We wanted to have like comfortable accommodations at night. Plus, you get off the train and you can see stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So this one did not have that. We had So that I can actually understand that. It beats, like I said, this beats a cruise. They took all of our bags. Like we didn't have to like move a bag to our room. We got off the train, our bag was in the room. That's how great it was.
We're big Harry Potter people in this house because one of us actually lived in England, not me. And so I've always wanted to go over there. And I've told her, she knows how I feel about it. I want to go,
Yeah.
and she's like, So, but I've always wanted to like go on like a long train ride, like we were in like the little cabins, like
Yeah.
like when they go to the school, only just so I can have the lady come by, but like anything off the trolley, Des, and be like, ooh,
Yeah.
I've waited my whole life for this moment. We'll take
Yeah.
the lot.
I don't think I don't know what we're gonna do next year. We're talking about either doing the northern tier or the Canadian Rockies. If we do the northern tier, which is like from Chicago to Seattle, that one's a sleeping train. But if we do the Canadian Rockies, it's the same type as we had here.
Was the elk sausage better than the glizzy?
Yes, it was the best. It was the best. It was if I was scoring it, and the place is not big enough to score on Coop, it was in the eights. This Billy's place, it was really good.
Wow.
It was really good. This I mean top notch. I wish they had. I was looking to see if they gold belly. They don't, and I wish they did.
That was like the bratwurst at the
That's
place
the
in New York.
quality you're talking. Yes, you're talking about that level of quality, which that place in New York I put up against Billy's, maybe even better than Billy. That place you went to, Matt, is maybe one of the best places for sausage in the country, if not the best. I've been there. I know that.
I forget what's it called.
I always forget what it's called.
Nicole knows. Yeah, and you go there and it's like really old. And you're almost kind of like, oh, like this kind of like it looks like a little hole in the wall place. And the food comes out and you're like, what? Like the food doesn't match the decor. You know what I mean? Like the food like looks so much nicer than you would think. You're like, oh my God. And the food comes out and you're just like, what is this? This is awesome. The portions were pretty good size too. They weren't skimpy. And yeah, that place was good. That place was good. I told Nicole, and there's so much more I could really add. I've had a few things come up, and that dealership has actually stepped in and taken care of it. Yeah. They were so great. They were so good, and to the point where I told Nicole, I'm like, at some point, like, I want to swap her car out to get her something a little bit bigger, and I said, I'm going back. We're buying your next car, like somewhere out of state, if not back at that other dealership. We're gonna do that again, and we're gonna drive it back. And she's like, oh. So I don't know. I already told him, like, I want to do that again, and like make the same drive and stop there again.
It's a great. Going through Pennsylvania is a really cool.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's really cool to go through that. And boy, I am just killing myself. What is the name of it? I always know the name of the place. It was a place,
Was it Mount something?
No. It's killing me. I should, because I've been there. But like I said, it was, for me, it was 30 years ago.
What was that place called? The place I went to.
Yeah, that's the place. It's the best place by far. There's yeah, I mean, that's a place. It's actually outside Poughkeepsie.
Mountain Brow House.
That's it, the Brow House.
Gardner, New York.
The George State Cigar. The George State Cigar name. Yeah, that's
the Mountain Brow House.
Yeah. Yep. Brow House. Yeah.
Man, so good.
Yeah, they have that white bratwurst. I remember I got there. That's that whitey color bratwurst, which is really good. And they char it there. Yeah, it's.
So, hold on.
And you don't need Michelin stars to go there. The Mount Brow.
Yeah, Mount Brow House. That's the place. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, that's the place. Yeah, they have three. So they're not all bratwurst. Only one of them's a bratwurst. You have a bratwurst. You have knackwurst, and then you have like bockwurst, which is that's the white one. The white one's a bockwurst.
Yeah.
And those are the three they have, but there's also there's bloodwurst. There's a lot of. I mean, wurst is just, or it's really pronounced Wurst in German. Everyone sees the W, but in German it's pronounced Wurst. So there's many types of Wurst, which is basically sausage in German.
It's across the river from Poughkeepsie. It's actually closer to Newport. And I tell people it's actually a pretty good vacation area. You could go to Hyde Park, which is where the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Library is, which is really cool to see. It's cool. The river area over in Poughkeepsie is really nice. So, yeah, it's definitely mountains. If you want to go skiing there, and this place is not far to ski in that area either. It's a nice area.
Yeah, for me it was very scenic, that drive all through Pennsylvania, upstate New York. We touched through West Virginia. We started in Ohio.
You go through a little panhandle of West Virginia, yeah.
Yeah. It was really nice. It was really, really, really nice. I got to see the Amish for the first time in person. That was cool to see them in their little horse and buggies. I'm like it's cool. It's really, I wasn't even making fun of them. It was just it's there they are. I've never seen them before.
We saw a lot of Amish people in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. I think they were just all vacationing there. So
it was a Saturday.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You went to Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't try to say you went there.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually did go there though. I put this up because I actually did go there. It was good.
I thought it was highly overrated.
I didn't think it was horrible.
I didn't think it was horrible. That's a difference. Highly overrated. It did not. There were places that exceeded my expectations or were high level. That place was good. Would I go back there? Yeah. Would I go out of my way to go back there? No.
The best place we went to in New Orleans was actually this year. Last year we ate pretty good, but this year, we went to. It was the last night we were in town. It was like Monday, Tuesday night. We went to Sunchong, I believe it's called. I think is it Sunchong, and it was a Korean New Orleans like Cajun fusion.
Wow. We were at Cigars. That was the best.
You gotta
place we
go.
went to.
You gotta go check that out.
Yeah. That sounds really cool.
They did like soup dumplings, like Asian style soup dumplings, but they were like gumbo filled. Like it was like it was good. It was good.
So Lisa and I are probably going to Biloxi on vacation. It's gonna be next year. Biloxi is gonna be our big vacation. Because I want her to see that area.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go into New Orleans for a day. We'll probably go to some place for lunch and dinner. So I'm thinking Cigars for lunch, and maybe that place will be good for dinner. That sounds like a good place.
Yeah.
So, and I won't lie, it's a possibility that Biloxi could be where I retire, since I already know when I'm retiring from my job. So it's closer than people think. So
a date that he keeps under lock and key, right next to the
December 31st, 2029 is the plan. Whether that plan executes, I don't know. It's the plan.
Is that also the same date you retire from Cigar Coop?
No, Cigar Coop will be 2033.
Okay.
Yeah.
25 years.
My last trade show will be 2033. So that will be my last trade show, and that's the deal. So yeah.
Well, it's your last It's your last rodeo.
We may retire in North Carolina. That's very much on the table. To stay in North Carolina, just retire here. So
that's not a bad place to retire.
No, it's not. Miami, we're considering a snowbird condo, but I'm not buying another place, so I'd rent it, or I buy it and rent it out for most of the year.
That's a smart move too. Have an income property.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a smart fella. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it, like I said. But yeah, the goal is to retire December 31st, 2029. So.
I want to take a moment to pause and just mention that I got my ST Dupont table lighter here. That's right, shaking up the legacy.
I brought back the fender lighter today.
And I got my my personal line 2 is back from being serviced, and I will tell you, this is the first time I've ever sent it in for service. And I wanted to take a moment to... It wasn't really eventful, but, just it's not something that people do all the time, and maybe most people haven't had to do service. And on your torch lighters, maybe it's not something that you need to do, at least for a long time. But with the Line 2s and the Legrands, just because of how they're made, it's like I really liken it to like anyone owns like a real Swiss watch, not like a Movado, but like a Rolex or a Omega, Breitling. Anyone owns like a real Swiss watch that's ever had to have it serviced, it's like that. I mean, it's like a full overhaul. It's not cheap. They tear the whole thing down. They go through everything. They clean it. They put it back together. They make sure that it works. It's the same way it did when you first bought it. And they were pretty quick. I mean, it was like 2 weeks. It was gone. It goes to Art Brown in New York. That's who handles all of the service for ST Dupont in the United States. They took it in.
Art Brown is, that's the best, yeah.
They took it in. They did a full overhaul. This had a leak in the valve, the adjustment valve. So as I was filling it one day, I noticed it was just shooting out the other side.
That's what happened with my mini jet, yeah.
Yeah. So I sent it in. They disassemble it. They take it all apart. They do not refinish it. they cannot refinish it. Just a heads up. A lot of people might, because like, again, with the comparison, like, you get like a Swiss watch service. They'll take the movement out. They repolish the case, or whatever. They'll refinish it. It comes back and it looks brand new. They don't do that with these. They can't. So it will come back and it's still gonna look the way it did, when you said. So people are like, oh, if it gets banged up, I'll send it in. No, they won't refinish it. They won't polish it. Like, it's gonna come back looking the same. But they will service it. They'll clean it. The head came back all nice and clean. Light's perfect, and it's not leaking anymore. So pretty effortless, pretty painless. It's a few $100s to have it serviced. I will tell you that it's not cheap, but it's like anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The nicer the toy, the more expensive it is to fix.
Yeah, I went to Craig Cass to get mine fixed. He just took care of it for me, and which is really I don't have to worry about filling out papers or anything like that. I just take care of that. And I had the same thing, but it's funny because Craig said, "Hey, this lighter it's about 10 years old." I said, "Craig, yeah, that's the Davidoff one that they did, and it's that white, white." I said it's really special to me. That was my first Dupont, and I said I want that lighter. So you can't buy that one anymore. That design. So I wanted it fixed. But you went right to Art Brown. Did you go right to Art Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, Art Brown is the they're everything Dupont is what I'll say. Art. And there's a lot of great retailers. Don't get me wrong, but the Art Brown's got this down to a science, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really great job. They called me right on the phone. They're like, "Yep, we're gonna do a full overhaul." Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Art Brown's press release actually has good press release information. They get everything. So,
yeah.
I still see it on Art Brown before if I get it from Les. So.
Yeah, no, they do. They're legit.
Yeah.
So I did get that back, but shake up the legacy with the SC DuPont. Probably have some new products to show off soon. And you get the fender going.
Yeah, I want to get the Windjet, the Defi Wind. So I don't have that yet, and that's going to be my next purchase. And I'll get that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely got to get that one. That one's sweet.
I am also debating getting a pen because I have a Mont Blanc pen that I bought 21 years ago, 2005. And it's great. It served me well, but maybe it's just time to have a new pen. So I am looking at possibly a DuPont pen right now.
Well, as our loyal followers of the show know, as a wedding present, I bought Nicole the limited edition Gold Dust Line 2 that came out a few years ago.
That's a beautiful lighter, yeah.
And at the show this year, I saw that they had some pieces to Gold Dust that they were going to be bringing back, and they are going to have. They're releasing a pen again, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get her the pen.
Listen, and that the way they do that Gold Dust, it's an intricate part of the lacquer process, and if you don't appreciate the quality on that, you just shouldn't. You probably should. You probably shouldn't be looking at. And look, I know DuPont stuff's expensive, but there's also a lot of affordable luxury they have there too.
There is.
So if you want to, I mean, you made a good DuPont lighter for under $200, a mini jet or something, and they're great lighters. So.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
quality you can't beat. You can't beat the quality. Yeah.
It's great quality. You get what you pay for, and if you're someone who's a fan who will use it and appreciates it. Yeah, that's why you spend the money. If you're not really into it, then I understand why you would want to spend the money. But if you're really into it and you like the brand, then 100%.
I'm not spending $3,000 on DuPonts, is what I'm saying. So
no,
the table light is probably the most expensive thing I've bought.
Yeah. I actually have a black and gold one coming because Nicole wants the black and gold one.
That's the one. Yeah. I mean, if I had to say there was the one drawback of that thing, and I think you wrote it in your review, is the fingerprints.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's just you're just not gonna avoid it, and you're not taking that out of the house. So you're not taking that out of the house. So.
And I even wrote that in the review. I was like, please please don't be that person who walks around with this like, oh, look at me, I'm a giant.
No.
Like, don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, I haven't done my review of it yet. It's probably coming up in about a month or so. But yeah, I agree with that. I got Paleo review coming tomorrow, so it's still being worked on. So
yeah, I got some reviews coming too. I got a lot going, but yeah, I mean it's definitely an awesome lighter. I also want to give a shout out to our friends at Perdomo Cigars, featuring our 2025 cigar of the year, the Perdomo Legacy Nicaraguan shade grown Epicure.
You got it right.
I know, right?
Right.
As well as our 2025 factory year Tabacalera Perdomo.
Okay. Yeah, got that right too.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. So that was nominated too with factory year for our team. So yeah, they had a great year. Father and Sons are now going to start hitting the country in the fall. We have Nick and Nick coming to Charlotte in September. So very excited about that. I will be at that event.
Can't say enough about the Perdomos, man. They're awesome. It's funny. I was watching KMA today, and what was his name you guys had on there?
Michael Knowles?
Yeah, Michael Knowles. It was funny. He was talking about the Lanceros and how someone approached them and was like, "When are you gonna make this?" And Nick Perdomo said, "I make cigars that people buy." That is such a Nick comment.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. He's not wrong, but it's the thing about Nick that I love is, he's like Steve or like anyone else, like who are just they're blunt, like they don't dance around like, well, like I make cigars people buy.
What's really interesting, I think if Perdomo wanted to make a Lancero, they'd kick ass with it, right? However,
yeah.
I think a lot of this what the secret sauce of a Perdomo are those fillers that they use, and having a lot. This is one where you have a lot of really good tobacco in there, and you can get. That's why I think they do well with their 50+ ring gauge cigars so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Nick sat down, he could do a kick-ass Lancero, but I don't want him to actually. So
he's a professional. He knows what he's doing. Of course, I mean,
these Lancero guys. There's so many bad Lanceros out there.
I like Lanceros, but I'm like you. Like, they have to be good. Like, when Lanceros are done right, they're phenomenal. But you got people who just make Lancero just to make one. And it's like...
Yeah. We got to do a Lancero. It's the wrapper to filler ratio. I've had some really good
They're not wrong about that. But again, it has to be done right.
It has to be done right, yeah. It's not automatic is my point. Last year, a couple years, I had 2 Lanceros in the top 3, and 1 year I had Lancero number 1 and number 2. It can happen.
It's like someone saying, like, oh, like this... Like, this cheeseburger's great. You can really taste the cheese. It's like, well, if you don't use the right cheese, like, you're not... You got to do... The recipe has to be right. I mean, when the recipe's right, yes... The wrapper can really shine on a Lancero because of the thinner ring gauge, but it depends on what you put underneath it. I mean, even at the thin ring gauge, it could be unbalanced.
The problem is, and I know Daniel's in here, and he could probably, because he knows a lot more about this than me. When you get into Lanceros with existing blends, you either have to pull out some of the tobaccos, right, because you don't have enough room to put them in there, or you have to kind of cheat and make it a 40 or 42, which is really not a Lancero at that point.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the problems I see with Lanceros. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Any word on the Perdomo Pro Flame? Coop, do you know anything about the Pro Flame lighter?
No, I'm gonna ask Nick. I'll ask Nicholas on it. Listen, that was one of the products that I covered at the trade show. Got one of the biggest traffic was that Perdomo Pro Flame. So I have to circle back
with them on that. Because I want to get one and review it.
Oh yeah.
Another question: anything on the Pro Flame lighter? People really want to know about the Pro Flame lighter. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna circle back with you guys on that. We're gonna talk to them and get some updates on that.
Yeah. I got it too. I'll ask Arthur or Nicholas about that.
If I don't do it now, I'm going to forget to make a note.
We got quiet, everybody.
Sorry, I was writing something down.
Yeah, we had that dead air for a second.
People are gonna be adjusting there. Did they go away? Did they leave?
Yeah, no. You know, when I used to do actual radio, that was the one thing they yelled, like, wait, don't have dead air. Like, they were always worried about that.
I know.
We would have gotten like like beat up by the station over that. Because
I didn't
the big
think
fear is that.
I didn't think anyone would buy a Corona from us, but we are back sold into next year. That's interesting.
Great cigar, yeah, that was a good cigar. The Entropy Heritage, a great, just solid, excellent Corona.
Our favorite Canadian is with us.
John, the Mitchell. Sorry,
Mitchell Sentaga. Oh, yeah, and John McTavish too. Yeah, he was on KMA today.
Yep.
That was cool. Yeah, it's good to see John.
Yeah. No, Mitchell's our favorite Vancouveran.
That's right. He's from Vancouver, from in British Columbia. Yeah, thanks for the wildfires, Dick. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, it was funny,
he'll get a laugh out of that. He'll get a laugh.
An sends me this picture from Chicago, right? And I was really oblivious to the fires going on there. And An, what the hell's up with the? He sends this picture of Chicago. He goes, what the hell's up with the smog in Chicago? He's like, dude, those are the wildfires from Canada. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah,
we just get us. Yeah, put them out. Get water and put them out.
So, the upper middle states of the Midwest, like the Rust Belt area, like they got it worse, but it did travel to us. There was a couple days during the week where it was like a day and a half or so we had it, and it was like Wednesday maybe, like at the end of the day, like I've been working outside, and it was like right after lunch. We came back from lunch and we were out there, and I was like, you were starting to smell it. You were like, you could smell. I mean, it was hazy and like,
Yeah.
It was getting deeper and deeper. Then I was like, wow, you can smell it. And then by like Thursday, Friday, it was kind of gone. But we did get some of it up here. Yeah. Yeah. It was quick, but we did get some of it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, because it didn't hit the Rockies and it didn't hit the Southeast. So.
Yeah, it blew east. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stayed north. I remember last year we had it too. I remember, and I think we had a little bit worse. I remember there was a few days like last year, like Boston was all like fogged out from it, and it was like, damn. And they're like, oh, it's the wildfires. And I'm like, oh shit, made it all the way here. Yeah, it was bad. New York had it.
They said in the World Cup game, one of them was affected by it. I think so.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Yeah, I think something with that. There was some game that was practice or something was affected. I think.
Yeah, Mitchell said last year in British Columbia we had the worst air quality in the world at one point from the fires. It was bad. And it's funny because I saw there was a couple of bands that like had shows up in that upper Midwest area like this week that they actually posted. They had to cancel their shows because the air quality was so bad that they didn't want to like have people outside and whatever. They canceled their shows. It was bad. Really, really bad. Oof. Yeah, wildfires are scary, man. Put them out.
Yep.
Put them out.
Just get some water and put them out.
Yeah, go just get a fire extinguisher. I mean, nothing like what happened in California last year, or a couple years ago. That was like holy shit.
I was in California 4 years ago, and I got to see some of the fires there, and it was a little further from mine, but the soot on the car was the black soot on the car was incredible.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, they get like the ash snow sometimes.
Yeah, the ash snow is exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like, when you see it, you're like, damn. It's more surreal, I keep putting the cigar down, and it's on me. It's not the cigar. I keep putting it down and it goes out. I gotta keep relighting it. How do we get on to Vancouver? Vancouver, been there many times. One of my favorite cities. Also, what's up with Jay's profile picture? Jay changes his profile. I know it doesn't really bother me that much, but Jay keeps changing his profile picture, I know it bothers Abe. I remember Abe going on a rant about this one time. He was like, I hate when people change their profile picture because I got used to identifying them by their photo, and then it changes and I can't find them.
Yeah. At least it's better AI, not some of this bad AI.
I know everyone was getting on your case because you're like the only one that's really calling it out. And they're like, you're never gonna win the battle. And it's like, so what does that mean? I'm not supposed to voice my opinion? I mean, it's true, but what? I can't voice my opinion?
I mean, it goes. You know what it shows? It goes back to what we told you. The episode is called mediocre. People accept mediocre work. That's it. It's just about. And these shelf talkers are mediocre, and shame on everyone in the cigar industry who settles for mediocre. You should be doing the best. You know. By the way, there's a rule on Cigar Coop. If your picture is deemed AI by me, it is rejected.
Like in a press release.
Yep. And I am the judge, jury, and executioner on it. So it could be, if it looks AI and it's not, tough shit. That's the rule. You would not, I've told the guys, hey, if you want to do there's a couple of guys who are doing AI with some of their show graphics. I'm not going to stand in the way of that stuff because they're not. It doesn't look bad either. But there's a few of them. But yeah, I won't use any AI in any article that I do. The only AI that is used on Coop is the grammar check that Lisa does, and that's some AI driven pieces. But she still has the final. If the wording sounds too AI when they correct something, she will override it.
Well, I think that there's, and I don't want to get into the whole AI discussion because I feel like between...
Yeah, you guys did one. I know you guys did one already, yeah.
Well, we did one with John. I think we talked about it a little bit on Spare Notes last time when we were on. We talked a little bit about the AI stuff. But look, I will say this. I agree with you when it comes to the AI imagery. 100% I agree with you. I've seen it. I think a lot of it looks horrible. It looks cheap. They all look the same because it uses like the same 3 colors. They're all like, really dark and a lot of like bright, like bronzy, yellowy colors. It seems to me like there's like a
I call it the apocalypse font. Yes.
Yeah,
and those
yeah.
Dumb icons
it's like,
and those dumb icons which make your graphic too busy. Yeah, you don't. You know what's funny? Someone sent me something and they go, "Isn't this a pretty good graphic?" I said, "Yeah." They go, "It was with AI." I said, "That's great. I don't have a problem with that, right?" It's this cookie cutter, like the gold font, and it's that cheesy gold font, and with those dumb calendar and location icons, which I just want.
It's like all caps every time.
Yeah, and then don't get me started. Then the bad graphics are the next piece. I mean. I saw an Aganorsa leaf one this week. I'm sorry to Aganorsa leaf. They had the Supreme leaf. It looked like a 3x60 chubby. I'm like, what are we doing here? Is this really? Which they don't make a 3x60 cigar.
Well, Aganorsa leaf's graphics aren't the only thing that are down in quality right now. So I'm not surprised.
I'm not going there. I'm just saying I'm just saying AI. Bad AI. And then when I see, did you see there was a Mount Rushmore that someone did?
Yeah, I saw it. I know.
And there was one with Nick Perdomo. At least they got Nick Perdomo close to right. The other, it was
It was trash. I know.
Oh, there was one that Jonathan Drew, Carlos Fuentes Sr., AJ Fernandez didn't look anything, or Drew.
Jonathan Drew and AJ Fernandez were like not even remotely close in your imagination.
Not even remotely close.
And
Carlos Fuente was a tiny bit close, but not.
Well, the thing with the Carlos Fuente was they were talking about like founders of companies. Carlos Fuente Sr. didn't found that company. Arturo Fuente founded the company.
Arturo Fuente, the grandfather. Yes.
Yeah. They didn't even get that right.
At least the Nick Perdomo one was close. I mean, thank goodness but I mean, I see this stuff and I'm like, or when they put Opus X cigars that don't look like Opus X, they don't have the X on it. I mean, oh look, we got Opus X and it has this generic band on it. I'm like, what are we doing here? That's where I'm really like, okay, I can be critical of the cookie cutter format, but when I see stuff like that, egregious stuff, that's just horrible, and people accept it.
It's not just it's everything. Like in this day and age,
John Carney's listening. You can't defend that, you guys cannot defend what I've seen with some of those stuff.
they just, you know what it is? Because they're just so in love with the
I
technology.
love John, but yeah. Well, but John's the guy using it right. That's right. John knows how to use it.
He does.
He uses a lot of AI, and he does it well. Yeah.
He does know how to use it right, so I get why he's like a little bit like defensive of the AI thing, and that's fine. But again, it's like, but John, to be fair, I don't know if he just feels like he has to defend AI because he uses it, and it's like, well, keep in mind though, like we've also recognized you do use it the right way, so no one's really calling you out over it. So other people are being lazy with it.
So there was this video today. Yeah, there was a video today put out by Juan, and I wrote this public, so I'm not. And I don't know what he did. It was something he filmed at Aganor Salif, right? So it was a video with him and Terrence, and the content actually was pretty good. Except I don't know what Juan did, but he decided, I think, to speed up the video and take out any choppiness, right? So it was like them talking like in run-ons, one single run-on sentence, and at a higher speed. It was awful. Like, what do you, is that, like, you're going to tell me that's quality? Like, they would have been better off having the video as is, and if there's a couple ums and ums, so what, right? At least you could listen. But this was like a sped up, and it was like, and there was no breaths after sentences, so like they took out every pause. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's not what I want to say. I actually wanted, because I thought the content was actually good, what he interviewed him with. And I think he ruined it with the AI.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a battle that we're gonna win, and I don't expect to either. It's just kind of like that's just my stance on it. I'm like, it looks like shit.
No, it does. We're not gonna win it, but guess what? If you're gonna put a Fuente cigar band up there, it does not look like a Fuente Opus X band. I'm gonna say something, and if you're gonna make a Mount Rushmore of two people unrecognizable, I think if that's what you're gonna put out, guess what? I'm gonna say something like that. And you know that in the next few years you're gonna see all these AI design boxes, and they're gonna be awful. And I hope I only go to see Carlito do it, so I'm not worried about that.
Literally, Daniel said, literally writing code with AI right now. How you use a tool does matter. Wrench it.
But and he's right. But here's the thing: everyone says, like, they immediately get defensive. You're against AI. No, you're using AI. It's like you shouldn't be driving a truck if you don't know how to drive a truck. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is complicated stuff to do. I don't hate AI. I hate the crap I'm seeing from it.
That's the one thing about Daniel I like, is he pays attention. You know what I mean? Yeah. When we say something, he actually pays attention.
I really appreciate that he tunes in. He's really loyal to our shows.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying it because he is making some banger cigars right now. And if you're not paying attention to what his factory is doing right now, you're missing it, because he's got Esteban Diesel there. Esteban's doing the best work I've seen him do in his career. So it's incredible, what he's doing.
He made a comment earlier. I don't know if you saw it. Not this one, but I just saw this one. Coop is our favorite AI influencer.
He called me the negative, even if I'm a negative AI influencer. I'm still an influencer, and I appreciated that. He's awesome, man. I love that guy.
No, he's said, awesome. When you talked about when you want to retire from Cigar Coop, he goes, I only have until 2033 for a Cigar of the Year. Challenge accepted.
No, it will just be the trade show I retire from. I won't retire from, unless I just physically can't do it anymore. I won't retire from Cigar. Coop, so that won't be the case. It's just be the trade show I retire.
Why not?
The trade show's getting tough for me to do. I can't keep doing the trade show.
Alan, I think you answer your own question. Why not pay a freelance graphic artist to create something for your company? Because you have to pay for it. The people realize, I don't have to pay someone.
This is the same industry that when Twitter came out, they thought they could replace their marketing departments with Twitter and Instagram. I mean, I've had people in the industry, well, we got Twitter and Instagram. I'm like, okay.
I wasn't around for when... Well, I was around when Twitter came out, but I wasn't in the cigar business when Twitter came out.
Let me tell you, guys, see, if you think I was off on AI, I was so off on Twitter. And I used, don't get me wrong, I used it, but I called it the world's biggest bathroom wall. I said, what are we doing here? 140. It
I
was
can only
the world's
imagine.
biggest bathroom wall. It's true. That's what it is. It's a bathroom wall.
I can only imagine.
So yeah, I was like, "Oh, Twitter sucks." I was like, I had people in the industry that, "Well, Twitter's our marketing arm." I'm like, "No, Twitter's a tool. It's not a marketing. It's not a marketing department."
Did you see the press release? I didn't get it. Well, it's on the Twitter. You got to go to Twitter. It's
It's on Twitter, yeah.
If I have to go to Twitter to get the press release, I'm not wasting my time.
And by the way, you tell me your press release is on Instagram, so I won't. I don't waste time with that.
I mean, here's a point of Alan's that I actually agree with. It's worth the money. If you can't afford to pay for good marketing, how can you expect to be? He's right. I mean, I'll give him that. I agree.
Daniel sends out the best press kits in the industry. I'm not just saying it. It's a press kit. It's a kit, and it's everything we need, all the tools we need to do what we're doing, right? And that was, remember I was saying a few weeks ago, PCA, I feel they need to do press kits on key pieces of legislation to help the media understand that, and that's my feedback on that as well. But Alan's right on that one. But he's right on that one. But there's ways you could do it. There's other ways you could do it.
I have an update on the Pro Flame lighter, by the way, too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Per Nicholas Perdomo, within the next couple of weeks, our shipment was delayed.
I'm excited.
Hmm.
I'm really excited. I mean, when you see that product in person and the price point, and I've actually seen it. Nicholas showed it to me. I'm really excited. I'm gonna just collect all the colors. It's that cool. I'm just gonna get a few of those, because now I'm becoming an accessory whore. So. How's your Glazooka cigar smoking?
Good.
This is a really good. Tom did a hell of a job with this cigar.
I'm pretty far. Yeah, I'm around. Yeah. I didn't have a band, so I think I'm a little bit further than you.
What he was giving out, like I had a ton of those. I got a few of those great smoke and stuff. The Corona Gorda is the size to get of this, is what I will say, because it is a step above the other three sizes. I haven't had the Torpedo. That's the one I haven't had yet. So I want to smoke the Torpedo with this.
Yeah, torpedoes are.
I'm really getting into torpedoes lately.
Yeah.
I really am coming to appreciate them. Yeah. They're just and you have to really, don't abuse the Torpedo is what I say. Take the Torpedo for what it is. Embrace the tapering of it. Don't cut the tip off, because it's meant to be smoked. It's a beautiful smoke when you get it. Concentrated flavors you get on that.
You got to cut it just right. I mean, you don't want to cut it too small, where it's too small,
go
but don't cut it too deep either.
To a half down.
Yeah.
I don't go more than half.
You want some of it you want to have some of that taper.
Yeah.
It kind of defeats the.
Yeah.
If you cut the whole thing off, you might as well just fucking smoke a Pareo. I mean, the idea is to have it come down.
Yeah, and I'm not one of these guys. I don't V-cutting a Torpedo or punching holes in it. No, just do a straight cut on it. That's what it's meant to be, and it's a beautiful experience that you get on it.
The V-cut people are strange.
Yeah, McTavish is a big V-cut guy, and a good V-cut isn't bad on some cigars. I'll say it's just not as enjoyable.
Yeah, but is McTavish one of those guys that does like the 5-cut V-cut where they make a crown out of it?
No, he's not like that. He's
my
more
God.
traditional. Yeah,
you see these people and they're like, "Oh yeah, I do like the crown cut," and I'm like, "Why? Why?"
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I agree on that.
Just like
you know what I do like doing, and you're gonna laugh at this, and maybe I'm gonna get slapped. The closed back cutters. I will cut Torpedoes with those.
Oh yeah.
But
like those, I think they call them perfect cuts.
4 or 5. Yeah, the perfect cuts. I'll do about 4 or 5 of them, right? And it does
that makes
work
sense.
well. It works well. You just got to be careful that you don't tear the wrapper with it, but or the cap. You can tear it. You got to be a little careful with that, but it does work.
Well, the thing with that is, because you can chop it slow, and you can kind of, if you really want to be precise with it, which a good experienced smoker who knows how to use a regular cutter, like yourself, but still, to your point, no, I get that, and I have
And it's
a few of those
it was
hanging
funny.
around.
Yeah, a couple times I've traveled and I've had just a perfect cut. I'm like, oh shoot, and I have a torpedo. It will work. I wouldn't recommend it as a best practice, but it works, is what I'm saying. It will work. And you just gotta be careful not to take too much off, because it will start tearing.
I am getting ready to have another cigar though, and I'm trying to decide what I want to smoke.
I had some really good cigars on my trip. I smoked all top-notch stuff. So, I did not take. I was gonna take the father sons, but I was afraid with the travel to do that. I have a because I'm so limited, which I didn't. So I didn't smoke those, but I did take a couple legacies to smoke, which were great. So,
Did you smoke the Capitana from Villiger?
yeah,
Didn't like it, huh?
not on the trip. Not on this trip. Look, I like some of the stuff that Villiger does. It just wasn't one of the better ones, in my opinion. I felt it was everything. Like when people complain about a Connecticut, it's bitter.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that. Well-made cigar. I think Villiger's doing better work than they were. Don't get me wrong, but this was just that bitter Connecticut, and it wasn't my cup of tea. So I have I've had the Grand Reserva they've done. It's very good. So I like the La Vencedora that they do. The floating.
Oh yeah, I got a box of those. Those are
they're
those are
good
not
cigars.
I think it made my list last year.
It's a good cigar. It's a good cigar, yeah.
Going through this box still, I got plenty of stuff. I gotta.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is a. Like I said, I think this has been a great year for cigars, by the way. And I haven't, you know me. Probably as long as you know me, I haven't said that. It's been a long time since I've said this has been a very good year for cigars. This has been a very good year for cigars.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
Yeah. It's, what I've noticed is there's this gap, okay? So there's more good stuff, but there's also a lot of inferior stuff, too. But there's more good stuff. So the average score probably didn't really move much. Like last few years, it's been more in that. Use the word mediocre again. This year's a tough. Like I said, this year is very competitive. This year, and there's still more cigars to smoke. So
Yeah, I'm going through. A lot of these cigars are like in the queue. They're in the queue.
yeah, Ben and I recently started. We never were doing this. We were not publishing our queues, and then we started hitting the same cigars. So we now have started to put a queue, a list together. So we have it. It's more structured because Ben does the video review piece. So we try to now manage that better, and I think it's working good.
Yeah, you can smoke this cigar all the way down.
That's the thing. Yeah, and then I just saw Mitch's comment. Yeah, 2. I usually go maybe about 4 sometimes, but. Depends on the perfect cut you're using. But yeah, this thing you're gonna go all the way down. It burns like a champ. This thing. Great. This is a great job that CL. I think of all. I've had all 3 of the CLE releases this year. The 2 Asylums and the Aroa 1916. This is my favorite.
We I don't think you didn't get the kit from Placencia, right? For the World
did
Cup
not.
release.
Yeah.
So we got that, and in that had was one cigar, a cutter, and the wand lighter, the same one that they did with the Alma di Cielo, the blue one,
Yeah.
the flip top with I think it's 2 jets in it, but it's like a wand. A cool lighter, and I want to review that. Who makes that lighter?
I don't know who makes them. I broke one, but it was because it dropped on the concrete floor. But I still keep the stick as for display. It's collectible. I don't know who makes those. Altadis uses those lighters too, so they're going with the same company.
Yeah, I got 2 of the blue ones, and now I got 2 of the green ones.
Yeah. I think I was talking to you today how we don't review influencer kit cigars anymore. That's something I put in at the beginning of the year. But
You have told me that.
Smoke them on the air. I'll smoke them on the air. And that's nothing we'll give away to swag usually. So sometimes sometimes I will take the cigars out of the swag to smoke on a show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I bought but yeah, we don't. So yeah, so I didn't get one, but I think people may know that we're not reviewing influencer kits anymore, so I can understand they don't want to send it, so that's fine.
Yeah, we it's either a Lotus or a. Alan said he thinks it's either a Lotus or a Jet line. I don't know if it's a Lotus.
I don't know.
I gotta find out. I want to do a review on that because I like that lighter a lot. I'll put it to the test. I like the wand lighters. Like Drew Estate had one. It was like, I don't know if you remember. It was with one of their freestyle kits. It was like round. It was like
Yeah.
like a brownish red color with like the yellow.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Like I still have it. It's in my office, and it's like I think it's just like one single big torch in it, like one big jet. And it was just like I like those wand lighters. You know, like just the way they sit in your hand. You know, like I don't know. Like I like the way it feels. It's like you can hold it really well. You can really get it in there. I mean, I don't know.
But now DuPont's got theirs now. The
They
torch,
do. Yeah, they do.
which has the swivel. Yeah. So
And they made it better by letting the head swivel, so when you want an angle, or you can have it straight.
yeah.
That's
so
the thing.
I'm
yeah.
excited about that. That was that and the table lighter were the two big new models that they came out with this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guarantee you'll see those will be integrated into collections, which will be the next thing. So
Yeah, and on the table lighter, and I wrote in the reviews, you know, they don't currently offer a case for it, and even though it's not like a traveling lighter, I still wish they would make a case for it.
I have it in the box. Literally, is what I store it in. Just I keep it accessible. Yeah, because I don't want to drop that thing. That's the one thing I'm really careful with that thing. It does not. Like if I drop that on this concrete floor, and I have a carpet in part of the area, but even so, it's hard still.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I could see Dupont using this, like, to do, collections, like limited editions, with, graphics, like they do with all their other stuff. I could see them doing like a table lighter version of like a collection. Would not shock me.
Gold dust.
If they did this in the gold dust, then
yeah, it's the possibility.
I'm gonna be in a tight spot because Nicole's gonna be like, oh well, now I want that to match my set, and I'm like, we already got the black and gold one.
People are happy, buy it for her. Yeah. Super happy. It's
fucking two of them. Like, what are we gonna do with them?
When we were in Denver, my wife's like, I may need to get. I said, buy whatever you want. I'm like, I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I know how it goes.
I didn't buy any expensive cigars on this trip. I took all my cigars on this trip, so it was easier.
And that's the thing, though, is it's like we do get sent stuff. It's not something that we just go around advertising. But I mean, it's part of being in the media. The manufacturers send stuff out. But it's like after a while, like and we don't know, and they don't give it all away. And it's not because I just want to keep it. I hate doing giveaways. I really do.
Getting people. We have also. I mean, I was under some orders to get rid of some of the swag upstairs, so that's why there's been a ton of giveaways over the past year. I probably have 2 years worth of giveaways to do still. So
the amount of like just stuff I have, it's like it's getting to a point where I'm like, like it's.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You're not gonna use it. And I love. I think, like I said, I think on Coop we figured out a good way to do contests right now. We get a good. And I make it, like I said, I think I tell everyone, you enter a Coop contest, it's simple. You don't have to do much, right?
Right.
So, the harder you make it, people are like, well, what's my chances of winning? Do I want to jump through all these hoops to win a cutter? It's like, but if you make it easy where anyone can, and the other thing, we don't give away to people in the industry. So if you are a media person or work, you're DQ'd, and we appreciate people supporting the contest. So, well, I wanted the people who don't get access to this type of stuff.
Yeah, like when we do the when we do like the big charity thing we do, like I've always said, like I'll accept donations from anyone, obviously, because it's about raising money. But in terms of like winning the prizes, you're not eligible. So like industry people have donated, and we appreciate it, and some of them even big donations. But I've always said like don't expect anything.
Right, it's the right thing to do. Most people have been understanding about that.
Yeah.
One media person bitched about it.
Really?
So yeah, he's not in the media anymore. This guy. So.
Well,
I entered fair and square. I'm like, look, again, we appreciate you entering, but we said it very clearly. You're not eligible. So I didn't get that kid. I'm like, well, again, that's not the issue. We have guys who, Matt, I have guys who enter every contest who haven't won. That's how, and I feel like these guys enter every contest,
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is like, to the general consumer, that they're not media people, like they don't have the luxury of having access to stuff like we do. Yeah. So it's like when you give it to another person who does, it's like it's just not a good look. It should go to the people who like really don't like it, like who really deserve to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
and doing like fulfilling the prize is a pain in the ass, right? It's you got to pick the winner, you got to contact the winner, you got to make sure the winner gets back to you, you got to ship it to them.
Oh, and they bitch too if they don't get it within 2 days. They're like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "Dude."
Most of the Coop people have been really good about it. I just tell them, if you don't get it in 30 days, don't expect me to chase down a manufacturer for it. If I'm sending it, it's different. But for the most part, if I'm gonna go through all that effort, I want to go through it for someone in our audience who is not in the industry. Is my point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Sorry, I had a burp that was stuck. I know, gross.
A what?
I had like a burp or something, or I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I had like I don't know, like took the wind out of me or something. Trying to I don't want to have the dead air.
The dead air. We had a big dead air spot. There's little dead air and big air, and it's.
Well, that was worth it though. I was doing some reconnaissance, and I got very valuable information. So.
Yeah. Good call.
But yeah, for those who did miss it, the Pro Flame lighter from Perdomo, a couple of weeks. The shipment was delayed, so it's coming soon.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. As I said, that was one of our most read articles this year out of the trade show.
And that's not a Matt Booth soon, where it's like it's soon, which could mean next week. It could mean 4 months.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it'll be in a few weeks. Matt Booth. How's he doing?
Yeah.
We got to check in with him.
We got to check in with him. Yeah.
I hear some things. People tell me things. I don't know. Gotta see how he's doing. See him out there, though. He's doing his thing. He's being a dad. Loving it. Spending that STG money. Good for him. Fucking deserves it.
He did a good job with them, too, yeah.
He has done a good job. Was there another anniversary that came out this year?
No.
I feel like I saw one, but then
I
again,
haven't seen it, but they didn't come out with it yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they have the 16th. It's the 16th one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. No retailers told me about it yet either.
I thought I saw. I'm trying to remember where I saw something. Someone posted because what is he up to now? 17?
16.
16?
15 was the humidor last year. They came out with the humidor, and it was that yellow band one they came out with.
I thought I saw one that said either 16th or 17th anniversary, and it was, and I was like, oh, and I was like, yeah. Well, and I'm trying to think, like, did I miss that? And I'm like, no, we didn't get an announcement on that. So I'm like, is it like, typical Matt, like, he's got something already made, but he hasn't talked about it yet, but he's...
I mean, typical tell the retailers before the media, but I haven't seen that yet. At least no one's told me about it.
Yeah, I gotta follow up on that because I'm like, oh yeah, we're missing an anniversary release. Unless I don't know. I don't know. I usually look forward to that one because I'm like, oh, let's see how it is this year. The 11th and the 13th, I think, were my favorites. I think the 11th for sure.
The 11th was the I think the 11th was the Oliva one too. It wasn't the.
The torpedo.
Yeah.
Black and gold. I still have like a little more than half a box left. I forgot about it actually. I found it the other day. I was like, oh, I forgot I had these.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, they're pretty good. There's the white was the 10th, the black and gold was the 11th, the blue was the teal was the 12th, the pink was the 13th, the red was the 14th, the yellow was the 15th. I think the red was the best. I thought the 14th was actually the best. That was it.
Yeah, I think I still have some of those.
Yeah.
I think I still have some of those.
You know what I have not smoked? The 10th anniversary Johnny Tobacconaut.
Really?
That's the one I haven't smoked that. I haven't gotten it. I just got to get one. I know I can find them.
I mean, they're not too hard to find.
No. I just didn't get
In general, didn't send them out?
They didn't send them out. So generally, when they send cigars out, most of them aren't in the influencer kits. I've gotten a couple in influencer kits, so they're eligible. They're in sealed 5-pack.
Well, they come like I have them right here. They come like this. This is how they come. They send them out.
Yeah.
They send out 5 packs.
Yeah.
And the media gets them.
But the flathead thing was an influencer kit, so I gave it away. Someone won that. Those cigars. They won the cigars and that lighter. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember.
It has to be. It has to be.
The flathead, the speed shop.
Yeah.
The white and red one.
Great packaging, by the way. Yeah.
I was just about to say the bands and the packaging was like badass. Yeah. I don't think the cigar scored very high, but I remember I was like, wow, this looks fucking awesome. It was like metallic.
So, yeah.
The CAO, the flathead speed shop Habano V654 crankshaft. Yeah, the bands are beautiful. What did I give that cigar?
They did.
87.
That's about what that cigar is too.
Mm-hmm. It had some burn issues, I think.
Yeah, they had a lighter that was a dual exhaust lighter, so it had like two. It was a double jet lighter. But there were two separate chambers it came out of, right? And people went nuts when I gave that away. And I love giving stuff away and putting a smile on someone's face with that. So I did. You know what I did smoke on Jukebox today? The America 250, CAO America 250. Here's a case, Matt. I had it out of the show. It sucked. And I had it now in production. It's good.
Yeah.
It wasn't ready at the show.
Well, we also know why that is, because a lot of times the stuff you get at the show, they're rushing to get it in for the show, so they get them banded and they get samples made because they want to hand them out and yada yada yada. But
and we need to still smoke those. That's what we still need to know what, because even when I smoked it, I said, well, you know what, this Pennsylvania tobacco they have in here, it's a little overpowering. The blend needs to settle down. So we do need to have that,
but by the time it actually gets to the consumer on the store shelf, it's had that time.
Yeah.
And they're good.
Yeah.
Mitchell, I remember. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
I'm reading that. I'm reading what he is.
He's right. I remember when the Johnny Tobacconaut when General at PC a few years ago, I think it was the Las Vegas show. Maybe it was a couple years ago. When they came out and they said we're going to make it a regular production, and they had the Robusto and they had the Toro in the 20 count boxes, and then they were going to do the Perfecto in the 10. And at the booth, in their booth, they had the basket of samples under every brand. And that cigar was like number 5 on our list there. That cigar, I remember, That was the only cigar where like Mitchell and I were like, I'm gonna go back in and take some more. And they were just out in the open. I mean, it wasn't like, and I was like, because I was like, they're just that good. Because I remember, and I don't smoke a lot on the floor, but I remember I smoked like 4 of those cigars on the floor. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the general booth and grab a couple more. Those were good. And I told Matt, I'm like, just so you know.
And they're usually pretty good. You ask to grab a couple more, they're fine. I mean.
Yeah. But I remember I even said to Matt, I said, Matt, I never do this. I said, but I'm taking some. He's like, yes, please. I'm like, but I'm trying to make you understand a bigger point here. It's the fact that I like it so much that like I'm willing to like break that rule of like I need to get more. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I get it. I'm like, it's really fucking good. And then Mitchell's like, I went back a second time. I'm like, that cigar, and that we stood there. We were like, that cigar is fantastic. Like it really, like it just really blew us away.
That was like we do the vote every year on our team with this, and that was a high voted one. Bear was really high on that, Johnny.
It made top 5 for us.
The Maduro, at least again, I only had it from the trade show so far, wasn't at the level of the Connecticut. So doesn't mean again it was from the trade show.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Sometimes you get a blend in like a Connecticut, for example. You're like, wow, this really hits. And they're like, well, we're going to do it in this version now. And you're like, okay. I mean, yeah, the Connecticut was great. But then like different wrapper variations, like they just don't land as well. It's like, no, like, I'm not saying that's the case for every cigar. You're right. I mean, obviously there's lines out there where like multiple wrappers, like they all hit really well. I mean, and there's always ones that are better than others, but sometimes you just get one and you're like, no, I feel like this was really only meant to be in like, Habano or Connecticut or like whatever that first one was that like really took off. And then it's like they add others and you're like, and I don't know if it's because you get your expectations up so high because that first one was so good that the next one, even though it's not bad, it's more of a disappointment because you go in thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like the first one, and then you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and again, show samples. So I'm not saying that is the case, but that does happen. You see like an extension with a new wrapper, and then you're like, oh, and it's like, they really let me down.
Yeah.
The Johnny 10s, I think, were also delayed because of the AJ fire. So I think that also kind of messed up the timeline a little bit. But they did come out. I think they did make it out by the end of last year. I forget when they actually did ship.
They shipped late in the year last year. They got them out.
Because I don't think it was eligible for our lists.
The thing about STG is when they show at the show, usually comes out in the next 90 days. So
right.
Because they have more stuff planned later in the year.
Usually even sooner than that. A lot of times, like their stuff is either like it's being shipped to the stores when they're at the show, or like within a few weeks. Because you're right. Because then like they already get stuff coming out, so they got to get that out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like last year it wasn't as heavy. The year before or 2 years ago, I remember that was the year that they had like we were getting a press release like every week. Literally.
Yep.
There was like
STG release in 08, yep.
Yeah. But I feel like they did release a lot, and I know that, there's obviously there's still more stuff coming, but like I feel like they've had to this point, they've had a good amount of releases again this year. So I'm curious to see where it goes.
Yep.
Anyway, I think it's a good stopping point, Coop.
I agree. I think we're at a good. Yep, agree.
So anyway, that's our spare note show for this week, guys. Appreciate you all being here with us, and if you're listening to us later, we appreciate you as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, head to smokeandtobacco.com for more news, reviews, and updates from the cigar industry. We'll see you next time. Take care.